All right. Yeah. So I think like recently I've been thinking about this a bit, um, and I believe that rest, when it talks about rest in the Jewish scriptures, right? Because earlier I made a video about righteousness, and I argued that righteousness meant action rather than attitude, you know. And recently, I've been realizing that like rest doesn't literally mean rest, right? Rest has to do with the heart. Damn, I've been extremely fucking tired lately. And but I was coming out of work and I saw this family and they were gonna head out onto the lake, and it's hot as hell out, and this heat just fucking saps your energy, like the alcohol saps my energy, as well as all the work I do. But I mean, there's that saying. I've heard it before, and they're talking about a vacation that they just went on, you know, and they talk about all the things they did on this vacation, and it's like they joke, Sadly, it's not a joke, but they say that they need a vacation from their vacation, right? Um, in other words, they went on vacation, but now they're exhausted afterwards, and their bodies need to rest, but they can't rest, right? Because they have to pay rent, and they have to pay the private electrical monopolies and phone bills and all that stuff. The gas companies. I mean, it's like, yeah, no, sometimes your body really, really does need rest, and sometimes it's okay to not rest your body, if your heart's at rest. If your heart's at rest, then it's okay to not rest your body, because let's say you and your buddies are building a spaceship, and you're like, oh shit, like we can really build a spaceship. Like we really can do this, and like go travel to Venus or Mars or something like that. Like, damn, like that would be really, really fun, right? That would be really, really fun, and just like these kittens playing right there. It's like, but eventually, yeah, you definitely, you need to rest your body physically, so, physical rest is a part of, but not the whole. And what's most important is spiritual rest. Okay, I've talked about this before, but now I'm directly linking it to the word rest. And I believe one of the big themes in Moses and in the Jewish scriptures is this concept of purifying your family. Purifying your family. And, and that's basically the same damn thing that a modern psychologist will tell you. Like, if there's somebody toxic within your family or your home, then your heart will never be able to rest. Just like if your time is owned by another, they create scarcity within your life so that they can have artificial value within theirs. Like under these environments, your heart could never find rest. And it's so freaking true, No, it is, damn. It's so freaking true, man. But at the same time, it gets a bit more complicated than that, right? Let's get a little bit more beer salt in there. My kidneys are failing me. They need beer salt. Beer salt to the rescue. Anyway, so no, it's like you need to definitely find your sanctuary, but I think it gets more complicated in the Torah or the Jewish scriptures in Moses and Samuel. Because you have this one father, and he has two sons. And the younger son gets the inheritance, right? But this elder son is described in the exact same way that Ninurta is described, or a toxic male is described. Muscles. I go hunting. I'd like to go hunting too. But it's just like, they're idiots. They're just total fucking idiots, But this elder Jewish father, he didn't kick him out of the home. He kept him there, and he made the best of it. He did, but like this beast man, his mind is limited. Like, all he can talk about is hunting, and but maybe the father tries to build him up and teach him to make steel, or teach him to make a bow, well, I don't know about steel, maybe iron or bronze or something. Because there's just different types of toxic people in the world, and it's like, stupid people, some of them can have good hearts. But the difference between tyranny and freedom is that tyranny is all about monotony. And it's just the same Same old thing every day. Same old thing every day. Same old thing every day. You know, it's okay to repeat yourself every now and then, but I mean, what is this guy going to talk about? He's going to talk ad nauseum about his hunts, you know, which is fine to do every now and then, but it gets old, you know. When every day is a new day, then you are free. When every day is a day that time is yours and not another's. So it gets complicated because it's like there are different toxic people out there. There are different toxic people out there. You know, and it's not black and white. You know, it's not good versus evil. It's like yeah, there are some toxic people out there who don't deserve life, like murderers and rapists and pedophiles. After a proper trial, of course. Hooray for due process. Or the concept of. But and that's where the sacrifice of Abraham comes in. You know, if your child is a murderer, then according to Jewish scriptures, you are guilty. Right? Because you have to love God more than your child. And if you know that your child is a murderer, then you best get on that. Otherwise, you're guilty. You know, anyways, I'm fucking going off subject here. So we're talking about rest and but going back to this Jewish father, it's like, you know, I mean, for him to have done that, for him to have treated his children the way he did, it would have been very difficult. It would have been very difficult. Like neediness and helplessness. That's a different toxic thing, you know? And if you go to the Lamentations of it's like the women of they're like, where are you? We need help. Help us. Help us. Help us. Help us. You know, and where is the goddess of She's kicking ass and taking names, you know, and she's kicking their asses. You know, and sometimes you might have a gentle son. Rest is of the heart, you know, and this Jewish father was able to achieve a higher form of rest. You know, because most often it is recommended exactly what the modern psychologists will recommend, and that is pure separation. Like you got to separate yourself from toxic people in order for your life to be worth it. This is the job of the rabbis. It's also the job of the the pious religious. I would say that it's the job of the mother and the father, but not every mother and father can be like a good Jewish man who loves God. That's where the rabbis come in, the pious religious. It's like, just like, a neighbor kid comes over and, those interactions that you have with them can influence them for the better, though they might not see what's going on. But also for the philosopher or the story writer, because the story writer has to, well, it doesn't have to. You can write any story you want, in any way you want. But sometimes I like watching stories that get into human darkness and stuff, and that's hard for a story writer to do, and definitely an actor. An actor has to try to find this higher state of rest sometimes, and if they don't, then they're gonna have a hard, miserable acting experience, But again, I think it's about the heart. Rest can only be achieved through the heart, and for most, maybe it means physical separation. Physically separate yourself, And even with this Jewish father, like, he probably wasn't hanging out with his son all day. He's probably like, hey, go on a hunt, Go on a hunt, Yeah, no, because, you can't, so this higher state of rest, it needs manipulation tactics. It's like, damn, it's like, go be miserable by your fucking self, It's like, I was talking about helpless people earlier, but, it's sometimes we get into a bad spot, and it's okay to receive help. I'm talking about toxic people, and where they're constantly helpless. It's a state of mind, and it's a way to control. It's a way to gain control over somebody else's will. All these free men out there. I'm free. I'm free. I'm free. And then they go help the helpless. And sometimes that's a beautiful thing. Damn, go help people. But it's about wholeness too. Like we all need whole lives. We need, we are body, we are mind, and we are soul. We are individuals, we are family, community, and tribe, and world, man, shit. We are both individual and collective. And it's like, it's like, damn, go work your body, go work your mind, and go work your soul. You gotta be whole in order to see God's face. You know, it's like fucking hot out here right now. It's gonna be 100 on Wednesday, and I'm working on a food truck. Right? Damn. And you know, I mean, unless you're from a snowy region of the world, then it can get pretty cold here too, man. Shit. But even if you are in a snowy region, damn, that's cold, man. That's cold. Um, and it was all created by the Creator. It's all created by the Creator. And struggle is a part of God's heart. Struggle is a part of God's heart, as is rest. And you can be restful during that struggle. You can. And sometimes it's like public speaking. Like bravery is a terrifying virtue. It is horror. Bravery is a terrifying virtue. In our experience, rather than the movies, right? Now, if you do a lot of brave things, then you can get to that point where you're just, you know, cool and calm and relaxed. But if you go out there and you public speak and your voice is shaking and you're you know, your hands are shaking, but you're public speaking. You're going out there and you're speaking your mind, either because you were told to by a teacher or you want to because you have something to say. But you're doing it. You're doing it, and you're terrified, and you're shaking, and you know, and it's like there are two possibilities here. There are two possibilities. It's like one possibility is that you get it done, right? You get it done, and you do it, and you're just so proud of yourself. I mean, you may have embarrassed yourself, but you did it. You know, people may think less of you because they saw you shake and they heard your voice tremble. But you did it, and you're just so proud of yourself. You can look yourself in the mirror. Or you go out there and you do it, and your voice trembles and your hands shake. But then afterwards you feel bad about yourself. You feel bad about yourself because you let other people see. Damn it, you guys, stop making a mess. We gotta put cats to work somehow. Fucking lazy bitches. Anyways, and you just can't get that out of your mind. Like maybe this girl that you liked, oh, she saw you shake, and she saw, you know, your voice tremble, or she heard your voice tremble, and you just can't get it out of your head. And it's like maybe your friend doesn't have as much respect for you anymore, you know, and you can't get that out of your head. And it's like that's the real difference between rest and not rest. It's like you gotta let the haters out of your heart. You gotta get those fucking haters out of your heart. And see less of them. See them as less than. Like, because you did it. You went out there, you faced your fear. You you did what the teacher told you, or you spoke your mind, you know. And if someone doesn't appreciate you for that, if they look down on you for your accomplishment, then they're not the person that you want in your life, even though you thought they were. That is rest.